Oh, we got 1 minute. Yeah, I'm gonna do a roll call vote on that 48th Street, giving that land back. It's under transportation.
Where's the resemblance?
Sorry, Callaway and Fisher.
We'll give them 1 minute.
Is Les here?
Hmm?
Is Les here?
I got January 2024 up there. There's nothing else after.
Well, Teresa's iPad went dead too. Teresa's iPad needs change too.
Again?
Yeah. Please rise for invocation and the pledge.
Dear Heavenly Father, we praise you. We continue to bless us. Please continue to bless us by giving us your grace and mercy. We thank you for all the good things in our life. We ask you, Lord, for the safety in the fields and on the roads for our farmers as they begin their planting. You have given us some rain lately to assist in the growing season. You are such a good God. Father, help us as we go through our tonight's agenda. I pray all this in Jesus' name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ask clerk, please call the roll.
John McCoy.
Here.
Tim Finley.
Here.
Robert Rich.
Here.
Brad Poulter.
Here.
David McCleary.
Here.
Les Post.
Here.
Teresa Bachhold.
Here.
Joe Zenger.
Here.
Brent Fisher. Todd Dusterhouse.
Here.
Brett Austin.
Here.
Keith Calloway. Mark Sorensen.
Here.
Barb Fletcher.
Here.
Ryan Hincamper.
Here.
Dave Bellis.
Here.
Marvin Kirkhoff. Mark Dietrich.
Here.
Steve McQueen.
Here.
Travis Cooley.
Here.
Kent Snyder.
Here.
19 here, 2 absent.
19 here, 2 absent. I declare a quorum. I would like to present an award this evening. I would like to ask Krista to please come forward. What did you do? Krista, this is in recognition of your steadfast commitment to the citizensville and the voters of Adams County. Krista has been an employee for 10 years. She started at the front desk, and now she runs the office. She is Ryan's right hand, and she does a wonderful job, and we're very, very lucky to have her. So thank you.
I didn't know all this, and I'll be prepared, but thank you. I love my job, so thank you all.
Okay, thank you, Krista. Entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Deucehouse.
Second.
By Mr. McLean. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved as printed. Transportation, Building, and Technology, Mr. Bellis.
Committee viewed the bills. They seem to be in order, signed off on those. We had a report from the Highway Department. We're having a public hearing on the solar permitting. Is that the right word? May 21st, 6 o'clock here in the boardroom. It's open to the public. IT reported that the jail migration is done. I can't read my writing. Software. Yeah, software managed. 21st. And we have new radios just came in for EMS. Were just delivered. And we have we just are checking into new video storage for the sheriff's evidence, videos, stuff like that. And we're gonna split the cost with the IT and the sheriff's department. Anyway, having a few problems with Dell, but they're trying to get that cleaned up. And then, I don't know, let's see, we have 4 resolutions, if the clerk could read those by title.
First resolution is 2024-04-501-011, resolution authorizing the county engineer to enter into contracts and joint precipitation agreements on behalf of the Adams County Highway Department with the state of Illinois and any of its agencies or departments, and further is authorized to execute any documents which may in his or her judgment be desirable or necessary to affect the purpose of this vote.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Bellis,
Second.
second by Mr. McCleary. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered.
Resolution number 2024-04-501-012, resolution for the approval of a plat of Davidson Hollow subdivision located in southwest quarter, section 19 of Liberty Township, to south, range 6 west of the 14th principal meridian, subject to the approval of the county engineer subdivision checklist.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Zanger, second by Ms. Hincamper. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? So ordered.
Resolution number 2024-04-501-013, resolution giving the Adams County Transportation Building Technology Committee and the county engineer the authority to negotiate a professional services agreement for a new orthophotography for the use of the Adams County GIS website, and authorizing the county board chairman to sign the professional services agreement.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Post, second by Mr. Bellis. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered.
Resolution number 2024-04-501-014, resolution providing for the deletion of a portion of 48th and State FAU Route 7831, County Highway 37, from the south edge of Illinois Route 104, known as Broadway, southerly 0.91 miles, 4,800 feet, in its entirety, and a portion of State Street FAS 591, County Highway 5, from 600 feet west of to 175 feet east of the intersection of State Street and South 48th Street, in its entirety in Quincy, Illinois, from the county highway system in Adams County, Illinois.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Hincamper, second by Mr. Bellis. Any discussion?
This is the intersection that the city has turned down our help with improving with the roundabout. Your committee unanimously voted to do this, and as of all the other resolutions for that matter. But that's about all I got to say.
Is this part of the joint transfer or jurisdictional transfer agreement? Okay. How many other locations are there like this that we potentially have overlap like this?
I mean, there are.
Yeah.
There are no standing agreements that I'm aware of. There are instances where there is county highways that may be within the city limits that may be in our best interest to eliminate. And there's also some stuff with regards to IDOT in their inventory that we're trying to clean up in and around the city. Ever since they went digital and whatnot, we've found errors, mistakes, so we're gonna have to resolve those as well with them.
So regardless of the roundabout issue, however that played out, this was still something that is completely in line with that jurisdictional transfer agreement, right?
Yes, I mean, that was the agreement that was written in 1973, when 50% of 48th Street or that job section went into the city. It could have went into effect. The highway department and city offices were probably aware of this. I want to say probably since 2011, 2012. The intersection improvement started in 2014 or 2013, 2014, and it's carried on. And with the city, we've, through the years, we've talked to them about it. Each time they've put a hurdle in front of the highway department, and we've climbed over that hurdle. And we came to the point, obviously, where we're ready to let the project, and they subsequently voted their funding down. So we are fulfilling the agreement with the jurisdictional transfer.
I got two last questions. Sorry to belabor this, but I just want to understand it, make sure everyone does. Do we give them, obviously, they have authority over what's done with the intersection in the future, but are we giving them sort of like the right-of-ways, the easements, all the stuff that we compiled in trying to get this project done? Are we turning that over to them?
Yes, all right-of-way acquired was acquired in the name of the people of Adams County. So once we transfer that, it's public domain. To give the parallel to it, the state of Illinois had jurisdiction on State Street from 36th to 48th for a portion of that. When they did a JT to us, even though the right-of-way was taken in the name of the people of the state of Illinois, it's county highway. So that's all of ours.
And is there any money transfer that we need to do with this to push this over to being the responsibility of the city?
Again, referring to the 73 agreement, there was no monetary compensation method or mentioned. When 50% went in within the city limits, it became their maintenance responsibility.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions? Roll call vote.
John McCoy,
Yes.
Tim Finley,
Yes.
Robert Rich,
Yes.
Brad Poulter,
Yes.
David McCleary,
Yes.
Les Post,
Yes.
Teresa Bachhold,
Yes.
Joe Zinger,
Yes.
Brent Fisher, Todd Dusterhouse,
Yes.
Brett Austin,
Yes.
Keith Calloway, Mark Sorensen,
Yes.
Barb Fletcher,
Yes.
Ryan Hinkamper,
Aye.
Dave Bellis,
Yes.
Marvin Kirkhoff,
Yes.
Mark Dietrich,
Yes.
Steve McQueen,
Yes.
Travis Cooley,
No.
Kent Snyder.
Yes.
18 in favor, 1 no, 2 absent.
18 in favor, 1 in favor, or one opposed, 2 absent. Motion carries.
We also had a couple speakers tonight on the report from that we got last month on the new heat and AC system. I've gotten more phone calls on this last month than I did about zoning. But Todd Moore came from Architechniques and gave us some ideas. And Adam Booth, he used to be an HVAC guy. Since he's out of it, but they both gave their opinions on where to proceed. So our committee voted to put a RFP out for engineering bids to get estimates on what their thoughts are and possible pricing. Our next meeting is May 12th, May 14th, 6 o'clock in the law library. So we're not, I mean, it's in the, as far as action, it's later in the agenda, but
Okay.
I don't know if we need to do anything now on the HVAC. I guess.
It looks like it's supposed to be discussed at the end of the finance.
Yeah, I did come to finance Monday night, and they talked about us getting options on equipment lease to purchase, a straight purchase, and then the rest of it's up to them to pay for it. Kinda.
Well, yeah, we can talk about that at the end of the finance on some some of the different payment methods. I would say that I'd like to ask the county clerk to make sure that when that RFP goes out, that we're following our guidelines for that as county RFP. Make sure that we publish that, make sure that we get it the right way so that we don't get crossways of somebody that wants to bid, doesn't get the opportunity. And just dot all those I's and cross those T's, please.
That's it. Thank you.
Public hearing for what? He already announced it. That, I think you touched on it, but the public hearing for the solar farm is May 21st, 6 p.m.
Correct. Yeah, I
Public hearing.
mentioned that earlier.
And we'll remind that of everyone, to everyone at the May meeting,
Okay, yeah.
because we really need to have good attendance at that, please.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Bellis. Legislative and judicial, Mr. Rich.
Mr. Chairman, the committee met this evening at 5:45, reviewed bills from the circuit clerk, juvenile detention center, probation department, public defender's office, state's attorney, and supervisor assessments. All the bills are in order. As we went through our agenda, had no changes to the county code. We have one resolution. I'll have the clerk read and we'll explain them.
Ordinance number 2024-04-111-011, ordinance recommending and approving the new fee of services within the Adams County Clerk's Office from the 2024 Bellwether Cost Study Analysis.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Rich,
Second it.
second by Mr. McCoy. Any
We went
discussion?
through this Bellwether, had done quite an extensive, if you remember, survey about 2 months ago, and they gave us a range of, and Ryan, our clerk, can explain this better, but they gave us a range of fees, and ours are kind of mid-range, and you can only do this after you have a study, and I think it's smart to try to keep up with the times and the expenses. Mr. Clerk, you can add more to this.
Yeah, so when the cost study is done, it's done within the state statute. We have a consultant that does it. It's Bellwether Consulting. They did the last one. The last one was done in 2018. Really, the goal here is kind of to break even. All the funds that are generated out of these services provided go back into our automation funds that fund technology improvements within the office, so they're not reliant on tax dollars. We are not maxing out the rates that the consultant said we could go to. Again, we're trying to just kind of find that equilibrium or that break-even point as we're still providing a service to our constituents. Likewise, though, it's been a number of years since we've addressed this, so.
Our committee looked at the fees, and they're very reasonable. We didn't go to max on only, I think, just marriage licenses is the only one, and I think it's a very well-done study.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance is approved.
We have a series of appointments. I'll start with appointment A. I'll have the clerk read it.
Appointment of Scott Ruths as a trustee to the Central Adams Fire Protection District to begin the first Monday in May 2024 with an expiration of Friday of May of 2027.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Rich.
Second it.
Second by Mr. McCoy. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Appointments are approved.
Appointment of Richard Flessner as a trustee of the Golden Fire Protection District to begin the first Monday in May of 2024 to expire in May of 2027.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Rich.
Second.
Second by Ms. Bochold. Discussion. All in favor? Opposed? So ordered.
There's two that aren't on here. I'll let the clerk read them both together. They're the same committee.
We have two reappointments for the Mill Creek Water District. One's for Jerry Stone, one's for Randy Peters for a 6-year term to begin the first Monday of May of 2024.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Rich. Second by Mr. McQueen. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Appointments are approved.
We have two event liquor licenses. I'll have the clerk read the first one.
A one-day permit request for the Corinthian Event Center's Unity Payson Mustang Football Banquet at the Adams County Fairgrounds for April 20th, 2024 from 4 p.m. until 11:59 p.m.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Rich, second by Mr. Kirkhoff. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Permits approved.
We have a one-day permit request for the Minden Fire Protection Fire Fest 2024 at the Adams County Fairgrounds for June 1st, 2024 from 4 p.m. until 11:59 p.m.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Rich,
Second.
second by Ms. Buckhold. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Permits approved.
We have one pyrotechnic display. I'll have the clerk read.
We have a pyrotechnic display permit for Point Divine LLC for an event on April 13th, 2024 with no alternative date provided.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Rich,
Second.
second by Mr. McCoy. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Permit is approved.
We have, excuse me, we have no further business. We will meet again on the 14th of May at 5:45 in the county boardroom. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rich. Public Health and Safety, Ms. Fletcher.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. We met this evening at the ROE conference room. We received and went over the bills from the, from the Sheriff's Department, the EMS and ambulance service, the coroner, the animal control, and the VAC. All appeared to be in order. We approved the minutes of the prior meeting. We received a report from the VAC. They are progressing very well. They will be seeking a new appropriation to establish a new line item for a receptionist greeter. And they will meet with finance next month. So far, they've received 56 clients as of today. 6 are new VA claims, one for which they got a 100% VA disability, which is great. 4 appeals, and the rest are general assistance, information, and case management. They will be having an open house to which they would like to invite members of the county board. That will be held on April 29th from 3:30 to 6:30, and that will be at their office at 3701 East Lake Center, Suite 3. So please put that on your calendars and come out and see the new VAC office. The sheriff reported that they have 3 new hires, and 3 departures. And their average jail population was 94, and they have 9 federal inmates at present. EMA Ambulance Director John Simon reported that, and it'll be here in finance, I believe, they received a grant, and it will be targeted to mass casualty supplies. The coroner reported 89 reported deaths, 5 autopsies, 1 abandoned remain, 43 cremation permits, and 1 suicide for the month of March. And that was received by a written report. Our no further business being presented, our meeting adjourned at 6:15. Our next meeting will be held on May 14th, 2024 in the ROE conference room. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Fletcher. Finance, Mr. Austin.
Just wanted to mention that we didn't have an executive meeting, but the next one will be on May 6th at 5:30 in the county boardroom. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We met April 8th, a couple days ago, 6 o'clock here in county boardroom. We reviewed bills. I believe I got the other ones signed that the county clerk needed, and he has what he needs. We didn't have any other reports or resolutions. We do have a couple of fund appropriations. If we could launch off with reading A, please.
Additional fund appropriation from Scott Graham Corner in the amount of $50,000 for expense account number 201-201-5713, Corner Electronic Forensic Equipment, all expenses for revised budget amount of $60,000.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Austin, second by Mr. Cooley. Discussion.
This is the coroner. He's getting a new van equipment, capital equipment. This is coming from his special use fund, which has enough funds in it to cover this. So just expanding, which I believe he's ready to purchased that, or maybe has already gotten the invoice, so this will get him going on that. Appreciate that he's using his special use funds for that, and that's what that fund is for. So good deal for that.
Any questions? Roll call vote?
John McCoy,
Yes.
Tim Finley,
Yes.
Robert Rich.
Yes.
Brad Poulter,
Yes.
David McCleary,
Yes.
Les Post,
Yes.
Teresa Bachhold,
Yes.
Joe Zinger,
Yes.
Brent Fisher, Todd Oosterhouse,
Yes.
Brett Austin,
Yes.
Keith Calloway, Mark Sorensen,
Yes.
Barb Fletcher,
Yes.
Ryan Heenkamper,
Yes.
Dave Bellis,
Yes.
Marvin Kirkhoff,
Yes.
Mark Dietrich,
Yes.
Steve McQueen,
Yes.
Travis Cooley,
Yes.
Kent Snyder.
Yes.
19 in favor, 2 absent.
19 in favor, 2 absent. Fund appropriation is approved.
If the clerk could please continue by reading B.
Additional fund appropriation from John Simon, EMA Director, in the amount of $150,000 for expense account number 211-211-5713 IEMA grant expense for revised budget amount of $170,000.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Austin, second by Mr. Cooley. Discussion?
We always like it when our department heads get grant money. Thank you very much. This is going to be used for some emergency.
Mass County supplies and updating that program. We spent a lot of time, energy, and effort on like our rescue task force and active shooter events. This just kind of builds that program a little better.
All right, thank you. Go get those grants, people.
Any questions? Roll call vote?
John McCoy,
Yes.
Tim Finley,
Yes.
Robert Rich.
Yes.
Brad Poulter,
Yes.
David McCleary,
Yes.
Les Post,
Yes.
Teresa Bachhold,
Yes.
Joe Zinger,
Yes.
Brent Fisher, Todd Oosterhouse,
Yes.
Brett Austin,
Yes.
Keith Calloway, Mark Sorensen,
Yes.
Barb Fletcher,
Yes.
Ryan Heenkamper,
Aye.
Dave Bellis,
Yes.
Marvin Kirkhoff,
Yes.
Mark Dietrich,
Yes.
Steve McQueen,
Yes.
Travis Cooley,
Yes.
Kent Snyder.
Yes.
19 in favor, 2 absent.
19 in favor, 2 absent. Fund appropriation is approved.
If the clerk could go ahead and read C and D together because they're sort of the bookends of the situation.
Additional fund appropriation for Ryan A. Camp County Clerk in the amount of $6,500 for revenue account number 01020146445 salary state stipend coroner for revised budget amount of $6,500 and $6,500 for revenue account number 01023146445 salary state stipend sheriff for revised budget amount of $6,500 and $6,500 for revenue account number 01014144645 salary state stipend treasurer for revised budget amount of $6,500. Additional fund appropriation from Ryan A. Camp County Clerk in the amount of $6,500 for expense account number 01020515135 salary state stipend coroner for revised budget amount of $6,500 and $6,500 for expense account number 01023155135 salary state stipend sheriff for revised budget amount of $6,500 and $6,500 for expense account number 01014155135 salary state stipend treasurer for revised budget amount of $6,500.
Move to approve.
Motion
Second.
by Mr. Austin, second by Mr. Finley. Discussion?
Sort of cleaning up a in-house accounting. Previously, we've received stipend money for these, what we're calling the constitutional officers, elected officials. And that money came into one account and then was expensed out of individual department accounts. This tracks it better, so we'll collect all the money in a stipend account in county general. Then we'll disperse that as revenue to the different departments, and then they will expense that out. This is in line with how we're changing some of our budgeting software as well. There's a couple more officers that have these, and we'll do the same thing with them when we get to it. Some are paid directly from the state, so it'll be a little bit different, but basically some in-house accounting, clearing, and a little bit better tracking.
Any questions? Roll call vote?
John McCoy,
Yes.
Tim Finley,
Yes.
Robert Rich,
Yes.
Brad Poulter,
Yes.
David McCleary,
Yes.
Les Post,
Yes.
Teresa Bachhold,
Yes.
Joe Zanger,
Yes.
Brent Fisher, Todd Oosterhouse,
Yes.
Brett Austin,
Yes.
Keith Calloway, Mark Sorensen,
Yes.
Barb Fletcher,
Yes.
Ryan Heenkamp,
Aye.
Dave Bellis,
Yes.
Marvin Kirkhoff,
Yes.
Mark Dietrich,
Yes.
Steve McQueen,
Yes.
Travis Cooley,
Yes.
Kent Snyder.
Yes. 19 in favor, 2 absent. Fund appropriation is approved.
We will be attending, myself and Amy, from County Board Office, we're going to the SERMA meeting next week, which is the big annual meeting. So, well, I know they're introducing some ideas about some changes within SERMA, how the dues are paid, what dividends are paid back out. So we'll bring back some good information on that. On our county health insurance side, we're running about 10% below our projected budget right now, which is good. And we'll continue to monitor that. And our plan has been going along pretty strong. It seems like we're getting claims handled pretty quickly through that plan. So all good there. Adams County HVAC financing discussion and possible action. I think you heard from the Transportation Committee Chairman that they had some speakers today. A little bit, not pausing anything, but just expanding kind of the requests for professional services. Also looking into pluses and minuses of competing systems. I would say that's probably an accurate description of it. And we had a great explanation of the variable refrigerant system. I'm not an HVAC guy, but I can play one on TV, I guess. And we went through that system, and then that committee is looking at other kind of nuts and bolts issues with that. From the finance side, to date, where we're at is we've looked at different options for straight financing, like going and get a loan from the bank for that. We are looking at a lease to purchase option, which will be based on the equipment supplier. We're looking at an option where we put a down payment down and then bond the rest of it, sort of a mixed funds bond, if you will. And then just the option of what would be bonding the whole thing at whatever municipal bonding rate that we could get. So those are kind of the 4 levels of what we're looking at. They all have pluses and minuses. We haven't really, as a finance committee, determined which way we're going because we don't have a quote yet of what the equipment would be or the professional services. I would say it's probably in our wheelhouse to pay for the professional services to keep that going when we get that locked down, and then look at the 4 different financing options for the HVAC system, however that shakes out. But I just wanted everyone to know that the finance committee has been looking at these things. We talked about it at our finance meeting, how these different options have pluses and minuses, and then we'll go from there. We have had a couple specific meetings with the national bonding agent that we use, as well as a couple local banks already. And Bryden Corey, our treasurer, has been participating in those discussions. So we'll be ready to act when we need to act. And then we have some of those options investigated. So no action that we need to take right now, considering that the Building and Grounds Committee is working on a request for professional services, right?
Correct. I was going to ask Ryan Niekamp and Terry Bauer and myself, and if anybody else wants to, if they know anything about HVAC, we're welcome your input, but we'd like to get the RFP together. And also with that, our energy suppliers would like to, once we figure out what we're doing and the price, they'd like to get on board and help us write grants and get us any kind of help they can.
Well, I'll certainly volunteer to come in to any committee meeting when you need me to, or any finance committee member to talk about finance options. But I think you're at the point where a lot of it is nuts and bolts of how these different systems have advantages and disadvantages, maybe, and the costs. So just call us in when you need to, but just know that we're working on the structure of the different financing options.
Thank you. We will.
Our next meeting will be May 13th at 6 o'clock here in the county board. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Austin. Before I go to new business, we had 2 meetings. We had another meeting April 2nd. So those minutes are also in your packet. So I would entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Fletcher, second by Mr. Austin. This will be the April 2nd special meeting. Any deletion or corrections? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, minutes are approved as printed. Thanks, Ryan. New business?
We have monthly reports from the Supervisor of Assessments, Board of Review, Juvenile Detention Center, the County Clerk and Recorder's Office, the Public Defender's Office, the Circuit Clerk, and the Probation Department, along with Information Technology. Monthly check register for March 2024 and fund summary report for March 2024, including revenue and expenses.
Motion to receive, file, and forward.
Motion by Mr. Dishaus,
Second.
second by Mr. Zanger. All in favor? Opposed? So ordered. We have one appointment, Ryan Hincamper to the Quincy Enterprise Zone Committee for a 2-year term. It's not on your agenda. Entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion
Second.
by Mr. Austin, second by Mr. McCleary. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Appointment is approved. Correspondence.
We have correspondence from Illinois EPA on a notice of application for a permit to manage waste at the Quincy Municipal Landfill Number 4, and correspondence from the Mill Creek Quarry CS42 Surface Mining Permit Notice.
Motion to receive, file, and forward.
Motion by Mr. Dishaus, second by Mr. Zanger. All in favor? Opposed? So ordered. Before I close the meeting, again, Krista, I know you don't like those things, but when you do a good job, you do it because you love it. You don't expect recognition, but trust me, you deserve it. So, yeah, don't be too hard on Ryan tomorrow. So with that, our next meeting will be May 14th.
Chairman, can I request to speak for a minute?
What's that?
This here, I'm gonna talk about this pamphlet that I put on everybody's desk
Okay,
about the new KC range.
that's fine.
It's an
Hey,
information.
Mr. Kirkhoff, could you put your microphone down?
Yes.
No, turn it on, but just pull it down.
Pull it down so
Okay,
that it's recorded.
okay. So this is an informational package just telling about the new KSC range. We've got 3 members on the board that are member KSC, so it's Trevor Breck's heading it up, and I think it's a good thing for Quincy.
It is.
Yeah.
It'd be well used.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, next meeting's May 14th. Thank you.